What if I told you there's a woman who wears fashion like armor, poetry, and rebellion all at once? A woman who, at 56, steps out in sculptural gowns that defy gravity, platinum hair styled like art, accessories that could belong in a museum. She doesn't follow trends, she creates them. Her name is Daphne Guinness, and she's rewriting every rule about what women over 50 are supposed to wear. Here's what fascinates me about Daphne. She's not trying to look younger. She's not chasing anything. She's fully inhabiting herself with such intensity that age becomes irrelevant. And that's rare, isn't it? In a world that constantly whispers we should soften, simplify, fade gracefully into beige. Here's a woman wearing metallic leather and calling it Tuesday. Today, we're stealing her secrets. Not to copy her look, but to borrow her fearlessness. Because if you've ever felt too old for bold fashion, too visible, too much, Daphne's approach offers a different story entirely. One where drama, artistry, and self-expression become your birthright after 50. Shall we begin? 1. The power of refusing to disappear. Let's talk about visibility. Because Daphne Guinness understands something profound. Choosing to be seen is a radical act after 50. She wears architectural Alexander McQueen. She styles her platinum hair in gravity-defying sculptures. She pairs avant-garde pieces with absolute conviction. Every outfit announces, I am here, I matter, I have something to say. And she never ever apologizes for taking up space. Here's what this teaches us. Society has this unspoken rule that after a certain age, we should blend in, tone down, become background noise. Neutrals, comfortable shoes, nothing too attention-grabbing. But why? Why should the years that bring us wisdom, confidence, and self-knowledge also require invisibility? Daphne shows us the alternative. She shows us that this is actually when we can afford to be most boldly ourselves. We've earned it. We've lived enough life to stop seeking approval. That's the first secret. Dramatic fashion isn't about youth. It's about courage. It's about refusing to disappear when invisibility is expected. 2. Fashion as self-expression, not costume. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I could never wear what Daphne wears. And here's the beautiful truth. You're not supposed to. Daphne's style isn't a template. It's a philosophy. She doesn't dress for trends or approval. She dresses as an extension of her artistic soul. For her, that means sculptural silhouettes and metallic textures. For you, it might mean something completely different. Maybe it's that bold printed jacket you've been eyeing but telling yourself is too much. Maybe it's statement earrings that feel risky. Maybe it's finally wearing color after years of playing it safe. The specific piece doesn't matter. What matters is this. When you dress to express your authentic self, fashion transforms from costume into conversation. Think of it as emotional translation. Your clothes become the external expression of your internal landscape. They tell the world who you are without speaking a word. And that kind of self-expression, that deepens with age. It doesn't diminish. We'll explore exactly how in a moment. 3. The art of mixing textures and proportions. Here's where Daphne becomes a master class. Watch how she plays with contrast. Structured leather against flowing silk, oversized proportions balanced with fitted pieces, matte fabrics meeting metallic shine. She understands that visual drama comes from unexpected combinations. And this is something you can apply immediately. You don't need avant-garde designers or museum-worthy pieces. You just need to start thinking like an artist about your wardrobe. Try this. Take your favorite blazer. Now forget the usual pairing. Instead of trousers, try a flowing maxi skirt. Instead of a simple tee underneath, try a textured turtleneck or a silk camisole. Mix rough with smooth, heavy with delicate, masculine with feminine. The contrast creates visual interest that's far more sophisticated than matching everything perfectly. Daphne teaches us that fashion becomes art when we stop following safe formulas and start experimenting with balance. It's about creating a visual conversation on your body. And that skill, it has nothing to do with age and everything to do with creativity. 4. Signature elements that define your style. Let's talk about what makes Daphne instantly recognizable. The platinum hair, the dramatic eye makeup, the architectural accessories, the monochromatic color stories. These aren't accidents. They're signature elements that create a cohesive, powerful identity. And this is perhaps her most practical lesson for us. What are your signature elements? What makes you feel most like yourself? Maybe it's always wearing a bold lip. Maybe it's your collection of vintage brooches or interesting eyewear. Maybe it's choosing one color family and building variations around it. Maybe it's a particular silhouette that makes you feel extraordinary every single time. Here's why signatures matter. They create consistency without monotony. They make getting dressed easier because you know your non-negotiables. You stop chasing every trend. You stop buying things that don't feel authentic. Instead, you build a wardrobe that reflects who you actually are, not who fashion magazines think you should be. Daphne shows us that having a strong point of view isn't limiting. It's the foundation of unforgettable style. Number 5, confidence over convention. Here's the secret ingredient in everything Daphne wears. Absolute, unwavering confidence. She doesn't hedge, she doesn't apologize, she doesn't explain. She simply embodies her choices completely. And that confidence transforms everything. It's the difference between looking like you're wearing a costume and looking like you own every decision you've made. It's what makes avant-garde fashion look intentional instead of eccentric. But here's what I want you to understand. Confidence at 50 plus is different than it was at 30. It's not bravado. It's not performance. It's something deeper. It's the quiet certainty that comes from knowing yourself, from having lived enough life to stop needing external validation. When you wear something bold from this place, you're not asking, can I pull this off? You're declaring, this is who I am. That shift changes everything. It transforms dramatic fashion from something scary into something liberating. It makes style a celebration of self, not a risk you're taking. And that's when the magic happens. Number 6, building a wardrobe that tells your story. Daphne treats her wardrobe like a curated art collection. Every piece has meaning, history, purpose. She invests in fashion that speaks to her soul, not fashion that simply fills a closet. And while we might not have her resources, we can absolutely adopt her curatorial mindset. Start here. Look at your wardrobe as a story you're telling. What narrative are your clothes creating? What do they say about your values, your personality, your journey? This means keeping only what makes you feel extraordinary, releasing what you're holding onto out of guilt, obligation, or outdated ideas of who you should be. It means investing in one statement piece that makes your heart race, instead of 5 safe pieces that leave you feeling invisible. Quality over quantity, intention over impulse, meaning over trends. Daphne shows us that our clothes can be as significant as any other form of creative expression. They're not frivolous. They're how we show up in the world, and we get to decide what that looks like. Your invitation to be unapologetically you. So here's what I want you to take with you. Daphne Guinness isn't offering you a style to copy. She's offering you permission to be fully, unapologetically yourself through fashion. You don't need to wear sculptural gowns or metallic leather, but you can wear what makes you feel powerful. You can choose drama over safe. You can treat fashion as art, as joy, as self-expression, without apologizing for taking up space. Because here's the truth nobody talks about. The world needs to see women over 50 making bold choices, expressing themselves fearlessly, refusing to become invisible, not for attention, for ourselves, for the pure pleasure of authentic self-expression. That's what Daphne teaches us. That's the secret we steal today. Dramatic fashion has no age limit. The only requirement is courage. And at this stage of life, courage is something we've spent decades earning. Now tell me, what bold choice will you make first?